Good evening and welcome to Durham Public Schools 2022 All-County Orchestra Concert. Can we get a round of applause for this being the first live? My name is Jeremy Tucker. I'm Director of Arts Education for Durham Public Schools, and you are in for an evening filled with artistry, hard work, commitment, and expression. Before we begin, I do want to take a second to thank the Carolina Theatre and this incredible historic venue, and Noelle James for your partnership in allowing Durham Public Schools to be here all day today and this evening. Noelle, if you're here, which I know you are, will you stand? Additional thanks go to the clinicians and conductors that you will meet soon, Miss Amanda Turner and Miss Angela Ammerman. Miss Carrie Andrews, our orchestra teacher at Jordan High School, has led and coordinated this event for our middle high school students, and Katie Culberson, our art specialist, who you will meet as well. In Durham Public Schools, we are truly, truly blessed to have leadership that understand the value and importance of arts education. One of those leaders is our Assistant Superintendent of Specialized Services, Dr. Debbie Pittman, who is also the Principal Cellist for the Durham Symphony. And she's here with us this evening to share greetings. Would you welcome Dr. Debbie Pittman?
Thank you, Mr. Tucker. And on behalf of the Board of Education, our chair, Dr. our superintendent, as well as our deputy superintendent, Dr. Makia Hardy, I bring a warm welcome and greetings. Indeed, I do want to I'm going to recognize some of the important people this evening, but most importantly, Mr. Tucker rarely gets a thank you, but he is responsible for the visionary leadership of pulling our all-county orchestra into this glorious venue, the Carolina Theatre, and indeed, this is the first time we've been able to perform in person with our all-county orchestra in 3 years, and what a launch in such a glorious venue. So let's thank Mr. Tucker, please. So parents, your thank you is indeed true and deep. We do appreciate all that you do to support your children. And of course, none of this would be possible without our wonderfully dedicated teachers who are here with us this evening, who particularly over the last several years have demonstrated such perseverance and strength. If you are a teacher of one of our wonderful performers on stage this evening, if you would please stand so you can be recognized and thanked. Teachers, please stand. Principals who are here this evening to support their students and their faculty. If you are one of our administrators, would you please stand? And also I'd like to recognize we have 2 very special assistant superintendents with us this evening. Our assistant superintendent of middle schools, Dr. Danielle Jones, and our assistant superintendent of high schools, Dr. Dan Davis. If you would please stand. Thank you for being here. I truly appreciate the support of all of those that are here this evening. And so now it is my distinct pleasure to introduce Katie Culberson, our arts specialist. Katie?
Good evening. The students on this stage have been working extremely hard, and we are in for a real treat tonight. I'm so excited for y'all to be here to participate in this event, and I'm so excited for y'all to welcome the 2022 All-County Orchestra. Before we begin, I do want to go over a few announcements just to keep in mind our performance here tonight. The first is if you haven't already done so, please go ahead and silence your cell phones. To help minimize distraction during the performance, if you need to leave at any time, we ask that you do so during applause and exit to the rear of the theater. Additionally, we are having the event tonight professionally recorded so we can share that with our larger community. And that will be made the Durham Public Schools YouTube page as well as social media. And so we'll share that link with you all, and your teachers will send that out next week. One last thing that's pretty important, so I want you to keep this in mind. After the performance concludes, if you have a middle school student, they will come back here in the auditorium and meet you here. So if you just stay seated for middle school, they'll come in here and meet you. If you have a high school student, they will meet you out in the lobby. So we will try to get them returned to you as soon as possible after the performance, but just hang tight and be patient with us as we get them all their belongings and everything will get back to you. All right. At this time, I would like to introduce the Jordan Orchestra Director, who not only serves as the DPS lead teacher, but also has been the amazing coordinator who has put together the event here tonight, Ms. Carrie Andrews.
We are so excited to have you here tonight for this event that hasn't happened now for 3 years. Today has been an amazing day with these students, and so we are so excited to share with you tonight what we have worked on today, what our clinicians have worked on today. At this time, I would like to welcome and introduce our concertmaster for the Intermediate Orchestra on stage, Miss Ella Rosselli. Stated, today has been absolutely amazing, and an amazing part of that has been our clinicians that we've had working with students all day. Tonight, I have the pleasure to introduce you to our intermediate clinician. She comes all the way from George Mason University, Dr. Angela Ammerman.
each other. And many of these students, you would not believe this, started to learn the string instrument online. Virtual string orchestra. The teachers in this county are truly phenomenal, and the students here, with your support, I'm blown away, seriously. I thank you so much for the invitation to come out and have the opportunity to work with them. It's just been really amazing. The first two pieces you heard, the first one was called Escape from Black Licorice Forest. I keep calling it Mountain. And the second one was the themes from the Moldau. Such a challenging piece to have just gotten together first thing this morning. So really beautiful job. The final piece we're playing for you is Danza Española. And before we play it, I just want to point out how much fun these kids have had this today and how you can see them beginning to embody music. I hope you can see this in some of their movements that they're doing, in some of the even eyebrow expressions, seriously. It is amazing to see them becoming these mature musicians, and I'm so glad I've been able to play a part. So I just want to encourage all of you to please continue in orchestra through middle school, through high school, and into college and beyond. There's always a place for a musician on college campuses, and there's usually money. So please encourage your child or grandchild to continue in music for the long haul. We want to make sure that these young musicians are lifelong music makers. Thank you, and enjoy our final piece, Danza Española.
Concertmistress Olivia Henry from Riverside High School. The clinician for our advanced orchestra, Amanda Turner, has taught in North Carolina public schools for 23 years, currently at Ardrey Kell and East Mecklenburg High Schools in Charlotte. Please join me in welcoming to Durham my dear friend, Mrs. Amanda Turner.
them the evil eye, but no, I'm just kidding. Okay, so I am Amanda Turner. I've had the pleasure to work with these guys today. This has been fabulous. I've never actually been to Durham in my many years of living in North Carolina. Like, never. I've driven through the traffic, but I've never actually stopped here. And it has been an awesome experience, and I really wish I could skip more school to be here, because I totally would stay and check out all of the fun things that are downtown. I did have Parlor's ice cream today. Yes! Highly recommend taking these kids over there afterwards, because they totally deserve some. Okay, I can just speak into the mic. Okay, so it was just a pleasure. I got an email, I think it was back in September, from Miss Andrews. It was like, hey, I want you to come to our All-County, and I was sitting at my desk at RGKL, and I think I just responded yes, without even checking the date. Because I was like, yes, I'm gonna come to Durham. And I didn't care what was going on. I was like, I will get this up. And it did happen, so it was very exciting. But coming here, and the kids are so well prepared, and they definitely have the heart for playing, and it's so nice when you come into a situation, because you don't know what you're getting. You don't know what you're getting. And they are true treasures. I got some really good kids here, so thank you. Honestly, like, this is really one of the most fabulous things. You guys are so supportive of your kids. The county is supportive. To have admin here and school board people and superintendents and principals, I'm like, what? Like, that is so awesome. Everybody, that's so awesome. Like, you guys don't get it. That's so great. So, like Ms. Ammerman said, like, keep supporting your kids, doing this all through high school. Hopefully the middle schoolers are here watching this, because someday this will be you. And then beyond, when you go to college. I did talk to the kids today, and some of them, like, it's so great when kids are in music, like listening to where they're all going to school, from everything from Chapel Hill, I know we're in the Duke territory, but Chapel Hill all the way, like UNC Charlotte, Princeton, American, like just so many amazing opportunities out there. Kids doing workforce, military, like, but this is where it happens right here. So please keep supporting your kids. Thank you for having me. The last piece we're going to play is called Illusions. Hopefully we continue to breathe. We learned about breathing today, lots of breathing. They need to breathe a lot. And we will, hopefully you'll enjoy our final piece, Illusions. Thanks again for having me, and having wonderful students.